Donna's Embroidery Plus. Find me on YouTube, Facebook, and here. Alright, we're going to do the Among Us stuffy on our machine today. We're going to start from the beginning, go all the way to the end. I will edit the video to when I move the camera around and stuff. Then I'll just take that part out. Okay. First we're going to get all our stuff ready. Let me see if I can get this turned around. We are going to use, let me see. Alright. We're going to use fleece. Because fleece, you got a little bit of stretch. We're going to start out, we're going to do the red one. Alright, I already have my hoop on the machine. We have the wash away stabilizer. Now you can take your fleece and you can stretch it. And this has got a lot of stretch, so this is going to go side to side. That, there's hardly no stretch at it. We want to be able to stretch it, we're going to stuff it. Alright. So we're just going to set this up here. I have my red, I have my gray, silver, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do the Among Us first, then we're going to do the backpack, and then we're going to do the hat for it. Then we're going to do, we have our file already in here. So let's find our file. Well, that one right there. Okay. We're going to leave it straight up like that. So we're not messing with number 2 because we don't need to turn it. We don't need to resize it. We're going to go to 3. That's our threads. Now, I have my threads set. If you don't have them set, then you're going to click on this one right here. And it's going to bring up your thread. And then you got plenty to choose from. You go table 1. There's 2 of them. Table 2. You also have 2 of them. And your default. Actually, we need to change number 7. So I'm just going to click on 7. And that's a cream colored. See what we can find for cream. There we go. Right there. 3 is orange, blue, dark pink. 6 green, cream, light pink. Brown, no, that's black. Do I have black? Yes. Red, silver, brown. We're going to change number 13. No, we're not changing that one. We're going to use that one anyway. That one's a gold color. So all of them, once you get it where your needles, this is your needle numbers, once you get it where it's got the correct thread, you just hit the check mark. Feel free to skip whatever parts that you don't need to see. Alright, this is our pattern. We're going to do a red one. Well, on the red one, everything's red except this part right here is going to be silver and this part's going to be white. Now we're going to stop it because we're adding things as we're going. Number 1, you cannot stop it. So you put your first one in, which, like I say, we're doing red. Oh, I guess I got to hit the plus. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all my colors got changed. So 1 is purple. 2 is yellow. 3 is orange. I don't want that orange. That orange. 4 is a dark blue. 5 is a dark pink. Go to table 2. 6 is green. 7 is cream. So let's click on 8. Light pink, that's good. 9 is black. 10 is red. 11 is silver. 12, brown. Should have a darker brown. There we go. Brown. 13 is a gold. 14 is a lighter blue, but I don't want that one. There we go, that one. And 14 is white, or 15 is white. 50 plus. Alright. Now we're going to do red, which is going to be 10. Put it back up here, start at the beginning. You're going to put 10 for red. We want it to stop before it does that second one. So, you hit this one right here. That third one will make it stop, and it'll pull out. Then you put your color in, which again will be red. Patterns, you're going to get a PDF with it, and I print it out after I have hats that I use where I change it up to whatever I want it to be. Alright, so the next three is silver. I don't need to stop it after I put my second red. I'm going to cut around the outside, but not yet. So number 3 is 11. I'm not going to stop it before I do it. After I do my first one, I will stop it, because the first silver is just to let me know where to lay my fabric down. So I'm stopping it, then putting the number in. I'm going to have it stop and pull out. Then the next one is going to be the satin stitch around it. Okay, well after I need it to stop before it does satin stitch, because I'll have to cut it. Like, remember, put in if you're going to stop and pull out, whatever, before you do your color. Alright, when that's done, I don't need to pull it back out. I'm doing the white on the inside part. So I'm just putting that in there. After I do the white, I have to, before I do the last step, which is going to be red, again, I've got to put my back piece on. You're making this inside out. And then you're going to flip it. It's going to have an opening. When you cut, you're going to leave part of the opening, because you're going to use a ladder stitch and sew that closed. Alright, so I got stop and pull out. I'll put it on there. It'll go back in, and there's my red. We're good. Now, I'm going to confirm. After you confirm it, click on number 4. Click on your hoop. That's where it's going to sew. I want it to sew in the middle. Now, I'm going to push this one and make my frame go into the middle. That's my designated center. I've already got it set. If it's not in the middle when you do that, turn your machine off. Put this in the middle. And then turn it. Put your frame in the middle, and then turn it back on. Alright, so now I got it right in the middle. Now, this one right here will trace your design. This one will just give you a box wide as parts. I'm just going to do that one. Tell it to move it along and make sure it's not going to hit your frame. Alright, we're good. That's where we want it. Escape from there. Okay, now you hit start. Come out. Okay, you heard the beep. What the beep is over here. It's telling you error 13 frame beyond limit. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just hit the escape. It'll correct itself when it comes back in. Alright, we got that. Now, we have to cut our fleece. Now you can have a little measuring tape. Sometimes I use a tape. Sometimes I just put it up there, see where I need it. I want it to go. Make sure my direction's this way. So I'm going to put it up here. I want that long. Now I'm going to check my width. because mine is ragged, I'm going a little extra. I need to even this up. So now we'll get us another piece. There we go. We got both our pieces because you're going to have two. Alright, we're going to move it around. Alright. We are going to put this, the good side, the side I want out, is going to be on the top. Like I said, this will be inside out. Let's see which way do I want it. I want it this way. Make sure it overlaps, and you see I've got this right here on the side. It's like I don't want that on there, so I did a little extra because I'm get rid of that edge piece. And you want it big enough because, like I said, you're going to have an open here where you're going to have to sew it closed. Alright, we got our piece on there. We're going to come back over here and you hit start and it'll go back in by itself. Okay. It's doing that because it didn't catch my bobbin thread. And see, my bobbin thread is done like that. So bring your bobbin thread out so much. Put it back in there. If you put it in there and it don't click, just kind of pull it out a little bit and do it again. Since I haven't done, I like this because it tells me which needle I'm at. So if it does it later on and I'm not paying attention, I ain't got to look down here and I ain't got to figure it out. Look over here, it'll tell me what needle. Alright, so we hit okay. Now we wanted to go back some because it didn't sew any of that. We wanted to go back to that color. This part right here, it's got a needle that says plus or minus. We're going to click that. I want it back at the beginning of that color. So the little thread, that means you're going back to the beginning of the color. You can do this to where it goes back so many stitches and hit it again, and to stop it, you got to remember hit it again. This does one at a time. This one does 100 at a time. And this one goes faster. Okay, so we're going to go back. Now we're back at that. Okay. Alright, we're going to exit out of that. Hit start. Never put your hand by the needle while it's going. Now we're going to cut, but I don't want to cut yet. Now it's going to go to the next step. Now we're going to put our silver on there. I'm going to go ahead and cut. You're going to take your piece, and the reason I cut it extra is because this is not a good part to have on there. You're going to put the good side towards you. You really don't need it that big. Like I say, I got bad spots. Okay. Now, we're going to tell it the air number. We're going to exit out of that. we're going to push the start, and when I push the start, it'll bring the frame back in. Alright, now we have to cut this excess off. We're going to change it to the table. Me being left-handed, I'm going to cover up when I cut. It's just that I'm just left-handed and I ain't got a spot behind the table for you to see. I'll rearrange later. These scissors are the Gengar double curve scissors. Okay, you have this here, you have a curve here where it comes up away from your stuff. So when you cut this, you're not going down into it. You want to cut as close as you can without cutting the stitch. And these do a pretty good job of it. There we go. As you can see, let's see, there we go. We got right up there on that line. You can get them scissors. I got mine off of Amazon. I'm sure there's other places there somewhere around $30. We're going to put this back on. The Gengar scissors, I got them on Amazon. They're around $30 and they are worth it. I'm sure there's other places to get it. Might even be cheaper. I like the Prime shipping, so that's also where I usually get my water-soluble stabilizer. Because it's at a pretty good price. Alright, now we're going to exit out the error. And now it's going to do the satin stitch around. And like I say, feel free to fast forward over any part that you don't care about. We're going to do the satin stitch around this one, and then it's going to stop, and then we're going to put our other piece on there. Now you can put your table on here and it won't bounce as much. I just haven't got around to it yet. And I really don't do hats, so it's just so big. I just don't want to take up space right now. Jumping it does, but there's that. I don't have the table on it. And it wouldn't do that much if I used the smaller frame. Now where I got the pattern from, as long as she's okay with it, I'll put it down below to where you can click on the link and go to her page and get patterns from it. And this is not one that's for sale. This is one for one of the grandkids. This is step 5. We have 7 steps. After this, the next step is going to do the white on top of the silver. Alright, this is ready. Now we need our other red. Check your stretch so you know you got it side to side. We're going to put the good side down. We're looking at the bad side. I'm going to put it just over the edge on this side because it's going to come out over here to give me a spot for sewing. We got that on there. Exit back out of the air. Hit start. And we're done. Now I'm running this at 1,000. A lot of people say don't go above 650 on your speed. You know what? The machine will handle it. Now if you're doing a hat, that's different. You're doing a hat, you're changing out stuff. You need to change your speed. You need to lower your speed. You can check with Mary and John on the Hollyama USA group on Facebook. I believe it's somewhere around 450 to 650, but like I said, I could be wrong on that. There we go. Now we got to cut it up. Again, like I say, you're going to leave this. This is where you are going to stuff it. So you can cut. Don't cut the embroidery. You can cut close to it. Get so close, you can get the scissors to finish it. You know, I'm not going to cut between the legs with this. And I'm going to cut right there. Bring it down. Cut right there. And go up with it. Let's see. Alright. Now we have this. I still have to cut here. I'm going to straighten. This can be a little big. It doesn't matter. This is going to be on the inside. This right here, you're going to wash it. That'll take all of this off. If you have the one you use where you heat it and do it, even better. Now, you got to be careful with this because it is fleece. You don't want to burn your fleece. Just get the ends of it. Kind of bring it out. None of this will be visible. Alright. You really need to have good scissors, and you need a couple of different kinds. No, there's mud ones. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut. Let me see how I can do this. Alright. I'm going to cut close to it, but I'm going to leave some space. Like I say, it's going to be inside and nobody can see it. Doesn't matter how much you leave. Alright. And I'll just let this fall to the floor for now because I need to sweep anyway. This is close enough for what I got. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, just get it out of my way. Now we're going to bring this in a little bit. Okay. I flip it over to the other side. Get it a little bit better over here. Alright, now we're gonna flip it over. Now I will go in and I don't use any detergent with it or anything because, you know, if you're gonna make stuff for somebody else, they could be allergic to it. I do a rinse and spin. After that, throw it in the dryer. And you can put a color catcher in there because that way you keep it from bleeding. Alright, there we go. We're going to be stuffing this. After we put our stuffing in, you're going to fold these big parts in like this. There you go. You'll have it stuffed. You're going to do a ladder stitch to close this. And it's as simple as you're going to bring it in here and bring it out. You can Google it. You can YouTube it. They'll show you how to do ladder stitches. Planet Applique, if you want to do any dolls, they tell you how to do a ladder stitch. It's really simple if you don't know how. I don't like sewing. I'm not that great at it. But I can do a ladder stitch. Alright, now all we have to make for this one is the backpack and the mask. And my grandson said he wanted red and he wanted the mini-me. So let's get this off of here. These are the Mighty Hoop frames. Magnetic, love them. Do it catty corner till you're ready to do it again. Alright, I already have another one ready. This time we're going to do the hat and the backpack. And the reason I'm using this is because I just do both of them at the same time. I do one and then do the other on the same piece. Alright. We are done with this one. You're going to hit this one right here to release. Cancel embroidery. Yes. We're done with that. Go back to 1. Number 1. We're going to pick out our other one. Let's find the backpack and the mini-me. Okay, here's the backpack. We're going to do the backpack. Okay, the backpack, since I'm doing the backpack and the hat on the same one, I'm going to have to flip this. So this is where we're going to go to number 2. Before you confirm it, do it. It's this way. I want to flip it. I don't care which way. So you see a P. You see this P right here. This is your pattern. This is regular. That's your regular direction. Flipping it one time. One on its side. You can do it upside down. Do it on the other side. Then it's backwards. You see the P is backwards. Unless you want to do it back, that's really going to mess you up. You got to know that's backwards. Bring it all the way back around. And it's in the right direction again. Okay, so we're going to do it one time. Alright, I got that. I'm good. I'm not confirming it yet. I'm coming over here. It's showing it like this, but this is not it. This is going to be 3 rounds is all it's going to be. They will be red because the backpack matches. So, they'll all be red. So, we're going to do the red. Before we do number 2, we're going to stop and pull out and then do red. And then we're going to stop and pull out and then we're going to do red again. Now we're good. We're going to confirm. Right down here. If it's red, it's not confirmed. Confirm embroidery, yes. Still looking like that. You're going to go over here to number 4. Now it's flipped. If you can see it, it is now flipped. We're going to do where we're going to set it where we want it. Alright, we've got it in the middle. I don't want it in the middle. I want it over here. That's why we got these arrows up and down and all that. If you want it to be on this side, do the opposite arrow. And you can either hold it down or just do it so long. I don't want it completely on the edge because it can hit the edge of the frame. Alright, we're over there. Now we're going to check it. And it's not hitting the frame anywhere. And it's less than halfway. So that's exactly where I want it. So I'm going to leave it down and exit. We're ready. Okay. Now like I said, these are really simple. Alright, we're going to do our first stitch. Well, the first stitch is going, I'm going to cut out my red jersey that I need. Alright, you can see sometimes it didn't take that off of there. There we go. Take that off. Alright. Now, the side you want is towards you yet again. Now, it's going to have some hanging on the right side. So, I'm going to have excess over there. Not a lot. Alright. We're going to exit out of the error and hit start. Oh, we're going to have to rethread.